Let's practice about naming aromatic compounds. Here, we need to choose. Our first step is choosing the parent chain, and we have some names that we needed to memorize, such as toluene, benzaldehyde, benzoic acid, styrene. Some of those we need to remember. Also, we learn about, we need to name substituents, and also when we have disubstituted benzene compounds, we use ortho, meta, or para to specify how they are related if the substitution pattern is 1-2, 1-3, or 1-4. So now let's apply the rules to these compounds that we have here on the screen. So first step is identifying the parent chain. And it's going to be one of these chains of derivatives of mono-substituted benzene. So here, if you see this one that I'm highlighting, that is anisole. So that's my parent chain. My first step is to write anisole. And then I'm going to look at where is the substituent. So name the substituent. Here it is, nitro. I need to number the chain, so it is 1, 2, and 3. So it will be 3 nitro anisole, but we can also say meta or M nitro anisole. Okay, so again, choose a parent chain and then look at the name of your substituent. Let's go for this one here. Now this is the parent chain here is toluene. So I'm gonna say toluene, and I'm doing this one, not that. Okay, and then we need to identify what is the substitution pattern. So that's my number one, as I chose toluene as my parent name. And here I have chosen carbon 1 is where the methoxy group of anisole is. So I didn't choose that as number 1, okay? That one where my functional group is anisole. So here I'm selecting toluene. So this is my number 1, and then 2. So this is going to be 2 bromo, toluene, or we can also say ortho, bromo toluene, or bromo toluene. Now let's do this one over here. Again, choosing the parent chain first. So this is, assist with substitution, is benzaldehyde. You may see this written as, say, for example, CHO. So CHO, that abbreviated, in case you see it like that. So next step is then we need to see what is the substituent. Substituent is chloro, and where is that? So I need to number the chain, and I will give this, my functional group, here the highest priority. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is 4-chloro benzaldehyde, or we can also say para-chlorobenzaldehyde or p-chlorobenzaldehyde. Same. Again, ortho, meta, or para is when you have only 2 substituents at the benzene ring. Now here, let's name this one. It's another parent chain that we need to remember, and this is benzoic acid. So benzoic acid, and you may see this also, benzoic acid, written as this, same thing, but I'm abbreviating. Now here I'm showing the functional group. So now next step, parent chain is benzoic acid. Next step, I need to identify my substituent. So here we go, my priority, this is number 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is 4-chloro, 4-chloro benzoic acid, or we can also say P or para-chloro, benzoic acid. Okay. Now here I have another important group that we need to remember, and that is styrene. is this. It's like vinyl benzene. So styrene. That's another one of these parent chains that we want to remember. And now we see substituent is a bromo, so that's my carbon 1, where the vinyl group is 1, 2, 3. So this is 3 bromo styrene. Let's write it down here. Or let's replace it already by my number. The number I'm replacing with meta, because we know that that relationship 1, 3 is meta. So I'm going to say here is meta, or M bromo styrene. Okay, now in my last example here, I have 2 options for naming that. After aniline, choosing aniline as a parent chain, or choosing phenol as a parent chain. Or we can also say benzene. So let's explore all the ways we could be using to name this compound here. So I am going to erase them on in the top, because we need to be writing names. Here, give the options that I have, different options to name that compound. Okay, so if I say that my parent chain is aniline, and say, remember aniline is, here's my benzene ring, and I have that. This is aniline. That's one of my choices. The other possible way that I can name it is from phenol as my parent chain. So phenol. Okay. If I name it for aniline, oh, and I have another way. I can simply choose benzene. And if I have just benzene, we can do that. And we can say our substituents, so if the parent chain is benzene, my substituents are going to be amino and hydroxy. So we're going to say amino, when we number the chain, amino for the A, alphabetically, we need to give it the number 1. So 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to say 1 amino, 3 hydroxy benzene for that. Now this is if we just chose the parent chain as benzene. Now let's write what the name of the compound would be if I choose aniline as my parent chain. So we know aniline is that, so the phenyl with the aniline. And the numbering, since I'm choosing aniline to be my parent chain, then in relationship with that group, this is 1, 3, so it is meta. So I can say another name for that is meta and hydroxy aniline. I can also say 3 hydroxy aniline, or we can say simply M hydroxy aniline. So that is choosing aniline, which is this, so use the benzene with the NH2, the amino group. Now, if I choose phenol as my parent chain, now I am going to change the numbering, because now phenol is my parent chain. My number 1 is carbon is this, so 1, 2, and 3. And again, remember, we give the smallest number possible, so we do 1, 2, and 3, and not 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay, so once I have that, if my parent chain is phenol, let's write it here, what it would be. The name is, I start writing my parent chain first, phenol. And the amino group is in carbon number 3. So 3 amino, phenol, or meta, amino, phenol, or M amino, phenol. So now that we see that we have several ways of naming aromatic compounds, all of them can be accepted, but we do need to remember some of these names. So phenol, aniline, styrene, uric acid, benzoic acid, anisole, benzaldehyde, all of those names. We need to remember to be able to name all these aromatic compounds.